Kumar Reddy, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, giving us details on the preparations that have been made in his state. But we're asking in general, is the East Coast now prepared? Have all precautions, in fact, actually been put into motion? Joining us on that discussion, M. Shashidhar Reddy, Vice Chairman of the National Disaster Management Authority. We're also being joined by General Shankar Rai Chaudhary, former Chief of Army Staff. Also, Eric Holthaus, who is a Met expert who has been tweeting and writing articles all day on Cyclone Phailin and claims that this is in fact worse than the 1999 super-cyclone that devastated Odisha, the cyclone in which close to 15,000 people died. Well, Shashidhar Reddy, the NDMA now saying that it's well prepared. We've heard you say that before. How can you assure us that this won't be a repeat of the 1999 super-cyclone in which so many lives were lost?
Well, in 1999, Odisha was very ill prepared to deal with even a smaller cyclone. By comparison, the neighboring state of Andhra Pradesh had a history of dealing with cyclones in a very efficient manner. We had in Andhra Pradesh the history of the record number of people being evacuated. More than 6.5 lakh people were evacuated to safer places when a cyclone struck in 1990. So Odisha has come a long way. They have made a lot of progress. I have personally visited Odisha on several occasions. We have conducted several mock drills. There are cyclone shelters all along the coast in every district, and the administration is now geared up. They have the kind of equipment that was required.
Mr. Reddy, today in the press conference that you held, you said the NDMA actually didn't anticipate that this cyclone was going to be as big or would intensify as much as it has done. Now, is it that we've woken up to the severity of this a little too late?
No. There is a little clarification. You know, I heard the comment that was made after I said this. Yesterday, the IMD came up with a report saying that at the time of landfall, the sustained wind velocity will be around 175 to 185 kilometers and gusting up to 200 kilometers per hour. But today it has enhanced that to about 210 to 220 kilometers of sustained wind velocity and about 235 gusting wind velocity. So this is slightly scaled up, but at the same time, you know, the preparedness has never been inadequate. I mean, preparedness is to the maximum extent, and whatever response that needs to be done, and evacuation has to be done by the state government depending on the vulnerability of the areas.
Even before we come to the preparedness part of it, the fact that perhaps it was underestimated, the speeds, the intensity of this was underestimated in the first place, does that mean you could have lost out on valuable time? I want to take this across to Eric Holthaus, and I will come back to you for a response. Eric, you've been saying that Indian officials have underestimated the strength and the impact of this storm, and that could be potentially tragic.
Well, I think that the international measurements that have been taken that are included in the official international databases have this storm right now at 260 kilometers per hour, which is would be a Category 5 hurricane in the United States. So that's the same speed that the 1999 cyclone was at its peak. So and there is a discrepancy between that measurement and between the IMD measurement of 35 to 40 kilometers per hour. So I know that there is a discrepancy there, but it sounds like the preparedness has definitely increased in the last 13 to 14 years since the 1999 cyclone. So I'm not sure, if this one will be more damaging or less damaging, but I know that it's at the same strength right now.
Now, Mr. Reddy, would you believe that in fact the IMD has done a reasonably good job of predicting exactly when this landfall was going to happen, and that there has been enough advance warning? After all, we have been hearing of this for the last couple of days, and that's allowed a certain amount of preparations to take place as far as evacuation operations go, as far as preparedness goes.
See, when the cyclone strikes, there are three things which cause damage. It's the wind velocity, it's the storm surge, and also the rainfall. All these are going to be high.